Fans, thank you for tuning in here to Oklahomania, the biggest event that Oklahoma has. We've got a tremendous amount of action here in the ring and on our broadcast today.
Absolutely, and you can view this in its entirety, uncut, uncensored, on the Patreon service. That is where you can go to worldclass.com for more information.
Without any further ado, let's go to the ring.
The winner of the opening contest. Thank you. 30-man over the top rope battle royal.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Danny Hodge Battle Royal. This is a tradition of World Class. We're about to see the stars come to the ring. And out first here is Flex Zerba.
Mr. Dr. Kobe Black is in the house.
That's making his world-class debut. Here's a man I know very well, Bad Brad Michaels, the CEO of the OSA, also making his world-class debut. Oh, here you go.
The big man from Texas, the American Psycho, Lance Hoyt.
Here's a good high flyer, Gemini. Big mainstay of the Oklahoma independent scene.
Oh, wait.
Oh, and...
You people didn't pay to see that.
I didn't say no. I snuck in.
What's the chance we have to win? We're talking about 5 and 1. And I say we do something new. We do something innovative. We show how tough we are. That's why I say, right here, right now, we have the very first Flex Zerba Invitational Boot Camp Challenge.
well,
Prove to us how tough you are, or you people like this win.
well, this is Flex trying to take over the Danny Hodge Battle Royal here, and
Yeah, but he's doing it with his own different kind of battle royal. This is an open workout battle royal, essentially.
What's a workout battle royal?
I mean, obviously, he has to explain it to you. I can understand with how you are. But basically, what you're going to do is you're going to do a series of workout challenges. That's how I heard it from Flex. He's going to do a series of strength and agility tests, endurance tests. Flex is the man to do it. He's the personal trainer of the century. And judging by the looks of some of our people that are in the ring there, I think they could use a little bit of personal training from Mr. Flex.
I think Flex needs to, Flex is maybe going to have to rethink things here as Lance Hoyt, I don't believe, is really in the mood to have a workout. The only workout he wants to have is picking people up and throwing them over the top rope.
Well, he's good at that too, by the way.
That's true. That is Miles Planquet that he was just pointing to. He was the final entrant in this battle royal.
Got 6 men all together in this matchup.
I get it.
And I guess he's having a hard time trying to convince people that this is really the battle royal you want to go for.
Is this really what Danny Hodge would want? I mean, this battle royal is done in his honor. And, I mean, granted, Danny Hodge was a man who was in tremendous condition. He was born with that incredible tensile strength in his wrists, could crush apples. But besides that, he also was a strong competitor. I don't think Flex Zerba wants to actually compete in this match.
Oh, no, that's not true at all. He's the one that's just suggesting a new alternative to this battle royal. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm trying to figure out what your issue is with all this, Burnham. I don't know why you don't want to do it like
I
this.
just think if you're doing something after Danny Hodge, it's supposed to represent tradition, and Flex is... It seems to me like Flex has a different agenda at hand here. I think he looks at some of the people in this battle royal, and I think he's a little concerned about his ability to...
He's concerned about their health. That's why he's trying to look at that perfect push-up to him.
He's got
Kobe Black getting in on it.
Doing some push-ups.
Look at Jim.
Brad Michaels going to go down and
look at Jim. Perfect form too. He's all done. He's first to 10. Followed by Colby.
Back up and wow, it seems that Bad Brad. Well, I think Bad Brad put some extra ones in there.
Okay, so we just had the first one. Now we're going to squats. Body weight squats. perfect form right there. Make sure your legs are just equally a distance from your shoulders. See, people are calling for flex too.
And it seems like most everybody joining in except for Lance Hoyt.
It seems like, I mean, Lance is one of my fellow Texans, but I mean, don't be a spoiled sport. Oh, now was that necessary?
Oh, he wants Serba to hold his jacket. That's all. I'm sure.
You got magic like these people here. Last competition, jumping jacks. You guys ready? You want to be a loser? Fine. Let's do the battle one.
No, are you kidding me? Real close there on the part of Hoyt, and Serba is able to dump out Gemini and Colby Black.
Yep.
So we're down immediately to 4. Now Serba taking out Bad Brad Michaels, but Planquet holds on. So immediately, Serba has managed to eliminate half the roster in the Battle Royal, but I have a sneaking suspicion that right now he would just beg to do some jumping jacks.
Well, he tried, but Lance Hoyt was the one who said no.
He tried, and you're right. Lance said no because Lance understands.
Lance said no?
He said no because he understands this is professional wrestling. This is not perfect practice gym. Oh, straight! Oh, no, he was straight for the chokehold. Take both men up with his chokehold and then break it off. Big powerful clothesline, double clothesline by the American Psycho, who immediately picks up Planquet.
This definitely isn't taking place in any kind of compound. This is taking place in a square circle right here at Oklahomania 3. And Lance Hoyt now, he is taking it both to Niles Planquet and Flex Serba. And all of this Flex was just trying to be an assistant, a good physical therapist.
Well, I think that Serba may need some physical therapy when he's done being run around all the corners here as Hoyt charges in and collides with Planquet and Serba in the corner. I have a feeling that the American Psycho is the main reason why Serba decided to try to switch up the rules of this Battle Royal as Planquet goes to stomp the grapes. I thought, oh, look at this. Serba taking advantage of a situation or trying to try to force Planquet over that top rope. And I guess the
partnership?
Yeah, well, honor amongst thieves here is breaking down. Serba redirecting.
Hey, don't ever say Niles Planquet is a thief. He hasn't stolen anything. He is a man of class and sophistication.
Well, he's also a man who couldn't hold on. Planquet is out of here. But hey, Serba, you're on the final 2, and you may be the final one to be eliminated here as Hoyt with a couple of big clotheslines.
This is one way to treat a physical therapist. A specialty in
physicality. It certainly looks like Serba's getting a workout. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, that's wrong, Burnham. Why are you trying to do that? He was trying to be a helpful man. You could use some tips from Flexi.
I think right now I'd rather take some tips from the American Psycho as he's about to hoist Serba up and over.
That's definitely more painful than what the Flexi's tips would have been.
And Lance Hoyt stands tall in the ring.
I thought he was going for a bow and arrow. I thought he was about to say he's the newest member of the Arrow Club.
I think this is about time. Oh, look out! Low bridge. Low bridge by Serba, but Hoyt holds on. Remember, both feet have to touch the floor as Serba rams into Hoyt.
Oh, look at that. He's just barely hanging on.
And again, another collision.
All right there. Oh, he's so close. He's so close.
The power in that left arm of Hoyt is the only thing keeping him in this. And now, Hoyt dragging Serba to the outside. Now both men in a precarious position. One false move, one slip. And this match is over for them. Big boot by Hoyt. But look at Serba. I'll give him credit. He held on there as well. Oh, kick out knees, and that did it. That did it. Lance Hoyt, the winner of the 2018 Danny Hodge Invitational Battle Royal.
Definitely not disappointed in that. My fellow Texan walking out of Oklahomania 3 victorious in the Danny Hodge Battle Royal.
Last year it was insane. The year before, the inaugural Danny Hodge Royal, Danny Hodge Battle Royal, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the winner, and this time Lance Hoyt joins that crowd, group of people to win this big Battle Royal, the significant mainstay event for Oklahomania. That big trophy you see right there, in great possession there of Lance Hoyt, who stands tall and proud, the winner. Oh, I don't think he's done with Zerba yet. It's going to be a long night for Flex Zerba if Lance Hoyt has anything to say about it.
Tag team action is coming up here at Oklahomania as we will see Tigo and Jermaine, the Step Brothers, take on some adversaries that they're quite familiar with. Devastation Reborn and Alpha Rock will be at ringside.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is a tag team match. Second round. Devastation Reborn.
All right, fans, underway now, tag team competition. Two of the top tag teams in contendership for the World Class Tag Team Championship currently held by the Arrow Club. As you see right here, Prince Mahali and Rashid Ali together with their manager.
Two men who actually, they do believe that they are rightful #1 contenders for those tag team titles, considering they were the ones that helped the Arrow Club. Albeit it wasn't intentional.
Right, it was completely, they were trying for their own advantage. Alpha Rock throwing fire in the eyes of Marshall Von Erich, hoping to allow the Devastation Reborn to capture the pin, but the Arrow Club takes advantage of that opportunity and instead takes the pinfall themselves, leaving the Devastation Reborn out in the cold with nothing and putting those tag team titles around the waist of Coyote and Kid Cash. Rashid Ali standing tall here in the ring. Mahali on the outside, about to make his way in. These two men in such a short amount of time have gelled together as a very effective tag team. And normally it takes individuals months of working together, of having long series of matches in order to find, I guess, what you can call their groove. But Mahali and Ali have certainly blended really, really well in an incredibly short amount of time, and I put a lot of the credit for that to the experience of Prince Alpha Rock. But you want to talk about a tag team with a lot of experience, dating back about 8 or 9 years worth of time. They may have been known as something different in the past. Today we call them the Step Brothers. Tigo out front, Jermaine in the back. Oh, look at this, or listen to this.
Well, I can if you just shut up, Burnham.
Talents, Jermaine.
Man,
Jermaine dropping some knowledge.
MGK and Eminem can take some notes from Jermaine. Talking to you, Burnham, get the step.
Tigo and Jermaine are they're boys.
They're your boys? They're just your boys. They ain't your dogs.
Well,
They ain't your homies.
no, that's true.
No. That's not what you said.
Jermaine would say that I'm his dog.
No, you are nowhere close. You may be his actual dog. I'm his DAWG. I'm his true dog. I mean, Tigo and Jermaine, they've invited me out several times. It's just been unfortunate. I've had some unforeseen circumstances. I haven't been able to go out and get to stepping with the Step Bros recently. But guys, don't worry. I got your invite. I will be there at the next.
Look at Floss. Look at Jermaine Floss.
Jermaine got some moves, man.
He does. He absolutely does. Tigo and Jermaine, such a long time as a tag team combination. And they are always entertaining, always here to hype the crowd up. And as I said, Jermaine, a man of many, many talents, once upon a time had a recording career as MC Me. It's documented, it's well known. He actually won some rap battles, I do believe. But today it's going to be a different type of battle, tag team competition, which they are very, very familiar with. Although against competitors that they are not necessarily as familiar with, because they have not really had the opportunity to step in the ring on as many occasions as you might believe with Devastation Reborn. So
No, they have not.
this will be an interesting experience here, as it'll be Prince Mahali starting out against Jermaine.
Jermaine, like you said, the master of the rhythm and the verses, but he also, I know you were saying that he's won some rap battles in the past, but you got to understand that when you win a rap battle, it's a hard task to do, but you got to remember, he's competing against little old senior ladies. They're just, they're trying to make sure that the Christmas presents are under the tree in time, things like that. Like, rapping is hard.
That's not even close to what I was talking about.
What do you mean? You're talking about a rap battle, right? A gift rapping.
No. I think perhaps maybe it's better if you don't show up when Tigo and Jermaine invite you to these parties you allegedly get information or invitations to.
Hey, don't hate on me. Don't hate on me, player. Don't hate me, player. Hate the game. Stop drinking on that haterade. I'm telling you.
All right, now focusing on the match here as Mahali takes control.
You've been talking to Maddox too much, haven't you?
I try not to. Prince Mahali with control here in the left arm of Jermaine. And Jermaine up. Nice bit of leverage used there as Jermaine reverses around, takes control of the wrist lock himself, and forces Mahali down to the knee, driving that shoulder into the shoulder of Mahali as well. Mahali now looking to, innovative move there, stomping on the foot of Jermaine, and now dragging Jermaine back to the corner. One thing that I will tell you right now is that Jermaine, as you see Ali working over the shoulder there of Jermaine, Jermaine and Tigo very, very aware of how to take this ring and divide it in half. Right now, not in the advantageous position to do so, but when they get an opportunity, I can tell you, they're going to cut that ring in half, make it look funny. It's going to look triangular.
Well, they actually.
Oh, look at that. Hand it over to Farad. Well, the referee is distracted. He can't be involved in this.
Well, Farad was involved in creating Devastation Reborn. I think he does have a
That's fine. He can be a creative consultant all he wants to, but he shouldn't be physically involved in the match.
Okay, so he does one thing to try to help.
Well, a reversal there by Rashid Ali, who is not aware his own is being handed to him.
Yeah, Rashid, you gotta pay attention to this, bro. How could you not tell? There's a different tone, man. I don't understand this.
And a nice deep arm drag there by Jermaine.
Jermaine now floating back over, and we see Rashid quickly getting back to his feet there.
Good reversal there by Ali. Once again, back to the standing wrist lock in the middle of the ring.
I mean, a wrist lock, that's a dangerous hold. Look at that. Look how Jermaine just wrenches down on that arm. That's almost turned out fair play, I guess, from earlier.
Pretty much.
Although, does he know that two wrongs don't make a right? I've heard that two rights make a left, and then you can do the cha-cha afterwards, but that's about it. I know that Tigo and Jermaine, though, they ain't too friendly on the cha-cha.
No, I don't see them being ones to do that type of thing.
No, they're a little bit more flossy than that.
Yeah. Ali now maintaining control here. Jermaine, who really has been in this entire match, and even though he was able to turn the tables on Devastation Reborn early on, now he's got control as he continues to wind that wrist up. I think Jermaine would probably be well served. Oh, he's going to hand the wrist over to Nick Chin. What's going on here?
Yeah, what is Chin doing?
I don't know, but I think Chin even figured out for a moment that he wasn't really doing what he was supposed to.
No, you get paid to count. You don't get paid to wrestle, Chin.
Oh. Is it time for a dance break?
No.
I think it is. No. Chin's getting into it.
What is Chin doing?
I think it's the Carlton. I think he was doing the Carlton.
Is that what it was?
I think it was supposed to be the Carlton.
Looked more like Dorothy walking down.
Oh, look at Mahali. Mahali got moves himself. And now Mahali's going to get some elevation.
Mahali, you got sucked in, man. And by the way, Nick Chin, you look ridiculous. Dorothy was turning over in her grave after she came back from the Wizard and the Oz plays. Just letting you know.
Now,
Again?
an unfortunate introduction there.
Chin tripped him up. It was the chin trip. That's what I've been telling you this whole time. This is a very biased referee. He's interfering in matches. And see what I'm talking about?
Jermaine has got to get to his corner, has got to make that tag, and Tigo has got to keep his temper under control and stay outside so as not to cause more opportunity for Devastation Reborn to do these underhanded things.
Well, what you call underhanded, I call successful. And that's what they're looking to do, is be successful here. And as you can see, yes, Alpha Rod's telling you, watch it coming. He's going to show Jermaine a whole new world via the magic carpet ride.
Mahali flies, but nobody home. Nobody home there as Mahali crashes and burns. And now, with both men down, this may be the last chance that Jermaine has to get to his corner as Ferrari. Oh, come on! Are you kidding me?
Look at the smart tag team strategy. And look at the stepbrother. He definitely shouldn't have done that. Tigo then again breaking the attention away from the referee.
It seems like any and every chance that Jermaine has to get to that corner, the Devastation Reborn does something to cut that off and drag Jermaine all the way back to the far side.
Because they're tag team specialists. How many more times do I got to tell you this?
Well, I can show you that Jermaine is trying to fire up here. Jawbreaker there by Jermaine, who has slowly but surely fought his way back to the middle of the ring. And now trading out slugs in the center there. J-Effect by Jermaine. Not a lot of power behind it, but enough to put Ali down.
You see a little bit of concern there on Alpha Rock. Trying to encourage Rashid to go make the tag to Mahali.
I said last time that this may have been the last time for Jermaine to make that tag. I could be wrong. This could be it, and he makes it. The tag is made. Here comes Tigo. Tigo has got to carry this match now. He's got to fight off both members of Devastation Reborn on his own. Oh, I say that. And Jermaine right there to help him out. No matter how fatigued he is, he's going to he's going to back up his stepbrother. And now Tigo, 3 rights and a floss. Swing around to the left. And Mahali is rocking and reeling himself, has no idea where he is. Jermaine trying to pick up Mahali. I'm not sure he's got enough strength left in him. He's just going to hold him up there. As Tio off the top rope, drop kick. And now Farad up and Farad down. Well, that's what you get for getting up where you don't belong.
There's no reason for that. Alfarad didn't do anything.
No, but maybe not. But Tio's about to make Mahali eat defeat. Tigo over, hooks the leg, and that's it. 3 count, Victor's stepbrothers. It must have felt like an eternity for Jermaine as he was trapped in the ring, unable to get to his corner. But once the tag was made, once Montego was actually to officially be able to be in this ring, the Step Brothers put everything together and come out victorious. As you said, Travis, a strong case can be made now that the Step Brothers, along with Devastation Reborn and along with the Von Erichs, deserve opportunities for those world-class tag team titles. Let's hear Jermaine. Let's hear what Jermaine has to entertain us with here.
people stuck living in the past because today they have nothing to live for. But I offer you all a chance today to stand beside us, to stand behind me, the leader of the revolution. Stand from your seats, reach your hands to the heavens, and from the bottoms of your soul, say along with me, all hail the altar!
How many times are we going to relive this deja vu episode? I mean, I know I'm retro, but man, I feel like I've lived this experience over and over. We all know what's going to happen. You come out here flapping your gums to a good crowd of people. You come out here acting a fool, and at some point, that white heathen now is going to get her hands on me some way or another. Well, you know what? That old Marty McFly with me. So you know what? I could bring up some footage on the screen and have enough evidence to get her canned out of here, but I'm no chicken. So I say, instead of reliving the same thing over and over again, how about we make this no disqualification? What do you say, big guy? What do you say? No disqualification. Come on, Ardmore. Come on, if you want to see it, you want to see it. No DQ. No DQ. No DQ. No DQ.
I don't know how smart that was of Randy to throw that out there. But I mean, I guess you're going to have to live with the consequences of your actions, as he's going to find out from the leader of the altar, Damon Windsor. But what he is a former revolutionary champion, so he does know the importance of it. Even though he is no longer the title holder at the present time, doesn't mean that he doesn't understand the gravity of this matchup, being no DQ with the revolutionary title on the line, and now Randy just seems like he's having fun, and Windsor's had enough fun.
Yeah, fun's over. Here comes Windsor. And Windsor about to deliver the beating here to Randy Price, who made a cardinal mistake, turned his back on Damon Windsor.
Oh, cardinal mistake. I see what you did there.
And now Windsor ramming ahead into the top turnbuckle, but Price out of the way. Windsor driving himself into the turnbuckle, and Price going to reinforce that shot.
Now we see Randy charging in again. That's, what, about 3 or 4 clotheslines now. Bulldog right out of the corner, but look at Damon Windsor.
Yeah, Windsor very, very smart, very, very ring aware. I'm never going to deny that. And using that ring awareness to understand that he could more easily roll out of the ring to avoid a pinfall situation than to try to fight his way back up.
Well, if you see right there,
Price, of course, not really restrained here by any particular rules, is going to carry the fight to the outside with him.
well, referee didn't even start the 10 count, so it makes him wonder.
Now see, there we go. Yeah, you want to be part of this match, I'm just going to cast you aside. Get thee behind me.
Oh, see, that's what you get.
That's what she did, and her fingers straight into the eyes of Randy Price.
Well, Randy should have known better. He should have known not to lay his hands on a woman. That's just the gentlemanly thing to do.
Well, she may be a woman, but she's no lady, so he doesn't have to be a gentleman towards her.
She's more of a lady than what you have at the moment.
I'll be happy to stick with what I have in comparison to that. Price blocking the attempts to ram his head into the ring apron, and now takes control here and introduces Windsor.
Windsor's now in just a daze of this moment. And now you got to know that this no DQ match, I mean, you got to think that this favors Windsor more than it does Price.
I would say that the likelihood.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. That wouldn't even hurt Randy.
Was that a close fist? If so, you can watch that.
Disqualification. What's he gonna do? Remember?
Oh, I know he's gonna just slam him down on the apron. That I do know. And I can see that Retro Randy is in a world of pain after hitting that hard part of the apron on the ring, the hardest part of the ring.
Yeah, Randy, and here comes Anna.
Okay, he has nobody to blame but himself.
Now that, unfortunately, that is true. There's no repercussions. There's nothing that Price asked for this, and Price now perhaps going to suffer the consequences. As you said earlier, this might not have been the smartest choice on his part, especially when you get thrown into a barricade like that.
Definitely not a smart choice. And who in the world convinced Retro to even suggest a no disqualification match against the Alter and Damon Windsor? It is beyond me.
Price managed to make his way back to his feet, but
Oh, Lord! Turnabout's fair play, isn't it?
power of that right hand. And now Price being choked over the top of that steel retaining barrier as Damon Windsor slowly and methodically works his way around the body parts of Randy Price and attempts to wear down Price enough to put him back into the ring and easily get a pinfall. You'll notice the majority of this match so far taking place outside the ring. And referee Nick Chan again, basically just there to count a 3.
Now you understand, Burnham, that if Damon Windsor walks away as the victor on this one, there's no excuses for you to make for Retro Randy. There's nothing you could say that says it was unfair, because remember, he was the one that suggested no disqualification.
And it's certainly paying off for Damon Windsor right now as essentially a 2-on-1 situation,
He asked for it.
which, again, nothing referee can do about this. It is perfectly legal. And Lynn digging those claws into the eyes of Randy Price while Windsor worked over the ankle. I believe you can see Randy clutching that right ankle.
I mean, Windsor's just been on a tear here. Ever since that chair shot to the head, it seemingly woke up Windsor once Randy had connected with that chair shot, because now it's been nothing but ruthless from Damon Windsor.
Windsor standing victorious, at least inside of his own head, on the lower back of Randy Price as he now attempts to pick Price up. But Price counters with a jawbreaker. Staggers Windsor back into the corner. Price, Irish whip out of the corner, but I thought maybe Windsor was going to reverse it, but no. Price now downstairs, drop kicking the knee out from underneath Windsor.
Oh, wait a minute.
Look out, short DDT here.
Oh, man.
Connecting right in the middle of the ring. Price over, hooks the leg, 2, and
Oh, just barely, though. That short DDT maneuver, might as well call it a boombox that has such impact and kickback on it. It almost took the championship and put it back around the waist of Randy Price.
And Price now upstairs area.
Look, this is what I'm talking about. Look at the sacrifice here. Looking after her man, knowing that she's putting herself in harm's way. Look at that.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm not quite sure why Randy Price is waiting. There you go.
Randy! That is very, very unmanly of him to do that. She is a woman, for crying out loud.
Well, then
Oh, come on.
she can stick to her place outside the ring, which is where officially she should be.
Oh, listen
and
to
now
you.
Price with the cover, but where's the referee? Is the referee checking on Anna Lynn?
That's the gentlemanly thing to do, you male chauvinist. How dare you say that she is not worth the time?
Oh!
Well, Randy, you wanted no disqualification, right? You wanted no DQ. One more for good measure, because there's 2 letters in the phrase no DQ. And I ain't speaking about Dairy Queen.
There's 4, but nonetheless.
No, DQ stands for disqualification. Do not correct me again.
DQ's
Do not correct me again.
Price now downstairs as
There's a title belt shot.
Windsor taking that championship and utilizing it to its best advantage.
I feel like we're just moments away from crowning a new revolutionary champion once again.
We may
Damon
well
Windsor.
be. Oh, Price. Oh, I thought he broke that off, but Windsor now picking Price up. Oh, Price able to shrug his way out of that. Price upstairs. Counters Windsor. Creates a little space. Price now from the second rope. Off. Down. Drop it face first. Face first on the championship. Referee in. And 3 count. Randy Price retains the Revolutionary Championship.
there, and by hook or crook, I'm going to call it crook. Randy Price hitting that pay dirt from the middle rope, bringing Damon Windsor face first to the mat. Oh, I guess we're going to party now.
Well, he is victorious. It is his right to do so.
Where's the Step Brothers when they need a good party?
Well, the Step Brothers and Randy have had some past between them. Next week, we've got 3 of the best top caliber female athletes competing in a triple threat match as Taya Valkyrie, Marty Bell, and Desi Dorada tear it up in the ring, showing you why the women's revolution is a thing all over the world. Those 3 women competing triple threat style here at Oaklamania.
The return and debut for World Class of Glacier. He'll be taking on one half of the World Class Tag Team Champions, one member of the Aero Club, Coyote.
The newly crowned World Class Heavyweight Champion, Chavo Guerrero Jr., is going to face a man known by many names, but we'll call him Boone the Bounty Hunter. Chavo Guerrero putting the championship up against Boone. But coming up next,
it's going to be a battle of the past versus the present as Lucha Libre legend Juventud Guerrera, the Juice, goes one-on-one with El Fuego in what promises to be a high-flying exclusive match that you will only see here in World Class.
Let's go to the ring right now to get underway.
Introducing first.
All right, fans, this one is going to be an absolute barn burner of a match. 2 men who personify high-flying Lucha style wrestling. El Fuego del Sol, former revolutionary champion.
And one of his opponent is a Lucha legend.
Absolutely. Juventud Guerrera.
Yes, the Juice is back. You ever tried that juice before?
No, I've never had the pleasure of actually meeting Juventud in person.
I'm telling you, when you try his juice, it makes you do back flips, front flips, side flips, all kinds of flips. And then, not only can you flip more like a Fuego, but guess what? You actually get the dive, too. I know everybody likes to dive these days.
And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent.
I absolutely love listening to that music. It brings back such fond memories of this man right here. Back from the old WCW days in their cruiserweight division, a former cruiserweight champion in his own right, a man who has held titles in almost any organization that he steps foot in. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Mexicool. He is the Juice, Juventud Guerrera.
As you say, an absolute legend in Lucha Libre, former world cruiserweight champion, second generation star, son of Fuerza Guerrero, and Juventud Guerrera now, whose siblings have just recently have broken into the sport as well. Juventud way out in the pack as far as continuing the Guerrera legacy, not to be confused with the Guerrero legacy, which we will see in the main event. But
fun story, when I was a kid, I used to get Guerrera and Guerrero mixed up. Well, actually, I used to think they were the same family. I was a kid back in the day.
that's understandable. Only 1 letter difference. But certainly a major difference between those 2 stars. As it looks like Juventud Guerrera is going to be perhaps taking a selfie with
That's exactly what he's doing.
crowd as soon as he gets the gloves out of the way. It is hard. Those touch screens don't work well unless you can actually touch them. Oh, there we go. Juventud Guerrera making a moment for the fans here at Oaklamania 3.
These people are just in the presence of a legend right now.
This is a tremendous example of the type of talent that comes into world class all the time. Great names, great legacies, and
Oh my God, that man even got a picture for it.
that's right. Well, I expect this to be an excellent match and a very fairly contested match here. Both of these men, obviously, lucha specialists. And I suspect there will be a show of respect here at the beginning. There we go. Handshake between the two.
This is a big opportunity for Fuego right now.
Yeah, this is an outstanding opportunity for El Fuego to be able to compete someone at the level of experience, the level of ability of Juventud. I mean, El Fuego, obviously a tremendous participant himself, and really the resident luchador, if you will, for world class, and getting a lot of national recognition for his abilities. But, I mean, when you step in the ring with someone like Juventud Guerrero,
Oh man, look at that!
over the top, lands on his feet.
You ain't got to step out of the ring for that one. He's just going to go ahead and flip over that top rope out of the ring for you.
As I was saying, the opportunities as Juventud takes Fuego down, the opportunities that Fuego have gotten perhaps now are going to be even greater if he's able to pull a victory out over a legend like Juventud Guerrero.
Well, it ain't going to happen when you get caught doing a midair springboard drop kick, and it looks like Juvi knew what was coming as he hit a drop kick of his own. Reverse Mexican whip, head scissors takedown, and then an arm drag to boot, and right back into a submission hold. As the legend of Lucha, Juventud Guerrero, the juice, showing what has made him so successful over several decades in professional wrestling. Both been trying to read the match, and neither one of them being able to solve the other.
And that says a lot, I mean, obviously for Juventud, but really a lot for El Fuego, that he is able to match minds and match strategy with a veteran like Juventud Guerrero, as these two now just trading forearm shots in the middle of the ring. Spin kick there by Juvi. As Juvi going to go ram the head. Nope. Juvi is reversed. Juvi slides through those ropes. Fuego comes up with nothing. Juvi up to the top rope. Off the top, nice cross body.
Oh, look at that, rolls right through.
Yeah, Juvi doesn't stop to try for the pin. Juvi driver, that's it right there. 2. No!
Oh, wow.
He kicked out of the Juvi driver. That move has put so many opponents for Juventud Guerrero away.
It's won him numerous cruiserweight titles.
And Juventud could not keep El Fuego down with the Juvi driver.
And he came from literally out of nowhere from that, rolled through the cross body that he landed from the top rope, straight into the Juvi driver. El Fuego, props to you for kicking out.
Now,
Sling blade backbreaker into the face planter.
and Fuego rolling up Juvi. 2. Ow!
Oh, wow.
Again, so close. And Fuego not about to let this opportunity pass himself by. As Fuego maybe going to look for sliced bread number 2. Up, no, Juvi counter it.
Oh, wow, look at Juvi counter it.
And upside down. Juvi driver. I think this is it here. Yes, it is. Juventud Guerrero victorious in this absolute masterpiece of a match. But give 100% credit to El Fuego del Sol, who stepped in the ring with a man the caliber and ability of Juventud Guerrero. He not only held his own, at times he was able to outthink. Well, and look out! Here comes Flex Serva.
Yeah, look at that.
Well, I guess he was injured a little more than we expected in the aftermath of that.
Yeah, and you made fun of him for it. You made fun of this man. Now he's on crutches.
I mean, he didn't seem to be that.
Oh, he's got people signing it too.
I mean, that's not even a cast.
Doesn't matter.
Signing his tape.
Who cares?
What? All right, he's taking the microphone from Justin Roberts, and now it's going to crawl into the ring.
I have something to say. I got something to say. You people are gonna listen. You people are just as responsible for this as that man right there. Justin, this is supposed to be Oklahomania. I was supposed to have my Oklahomania moment by winning the Danny Hodge Battle Royal. There was to be celebration I've never seen. It was to be
He's even got the shirt. Look at that. It says Flexomania on
wonder
it.
how much it cost him to have that made for himself.
Shh.
Justin, this injury's on your chest. What people don't understand is you're looking at the best.
That's just his fault.
The best around. Frank Zorba. People know that I am the master and ruler of world class.
I feel like that turn belongs to someone else.
Flex, that does. You said the wrong thing.
You know, Flex said he wanted his Oakmania moment, and I think he's about to get it. Although maybe not the way he expected to.
Oh,
Fans, if you want to see
Lord.
the entirety of Oakmania uncut and uncensored, you can go to the Patreon service, worldclassprowrestling.com. Subscribe to the Patreon service. It shows the entire Oakmania event. Until then, for Travis Fowlhart, I'm CM Burnham. Thanks for tuning in as the revolution continues to be televised.